day and are ready to be very, very patient today, as we are probably going to be seeing a slower market today leading into the FOMC minutes that are not until, much, much later, till 2 p.m. Eastern time. So, oh, excuse me, I sneeze real quick. But yeah, they're not till much, much later. So if you are not seeing them or not seeing the market move much early on, that could be a very possible reason. Let's go ahead and zoom out. Today is the 23rd, so we're getting into the second to last week of the month. But this is the month um that a lot of people start to call for the rally, the Santa rally coming into December. So, just something to think about. We can just kind of ignore these lines. They're just intraday lines. Morning Lecker, morning Roach. We can see we're still in the downtrend from the all-time high, which was 48.08 quarter. We're just slowly making lower highs. This month here, we're no longer one time framing down on the monthly. We're kind of breaking up. Really, that next target on a monthly basis would probably put us around, I would say, like the 4100 to like the 4126 area is kind of what we had looked at before. But so to me, this looks like, here's the seller. Oops, let's make this a little bit smaller. Here's the seller, right? This is where we have excess. Here's the buyer. So this area here is like right around 4100. That would kind of expect us maybe to get some resistance there. We're coming up to that 4050 where we plan to go if we broke the 3992 on. We talked about this on Monday. So still running towards it. Haven't quite got there yet. But we don't really foresee kind of any resistance there. A move up into that area is going to bring us right to the trend. So we'll definitely have to be, paying attention to that as well. Switching over to the weekly, zooming in here a little bit, we can see we're still one time framing up, 1, 2, 3 weeks making higher highs. This week did have a little bit of a pullback, but we didn't make a lower low, and we came right to that 20 weekly, bounced right to the balance low, bounced. And so we had talked about this, a break of this trend. This was on a weekly or a daily. A break of this trend here would be most likely putting us guaranteed, and I hate to use the word guaranteed, but basically putting us as our target towards that 4050. And then switching to the daily here, and you can see this is on the cash only here. We can kind of see, I mean, it looks so messy, but really it's just balance. The balance looks a lot easier to see if we put on the 24-hour. You can see the market's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days in balance so far. So, I mean, if we were to rewind time and look at one of the past videos that we've talked about, we talked about this in a bullish scenario where what would be bullish for the market would be for the market to move up to balance and then attack the 200 SMA. Then for it to just run straight to the 200 SMA, that would be more bearish. So we've moved up, we've balanced. It makes sense that if the market gets any, it hasn't seen any selling. It just makes sense that the market moves up to this 4050, the high balance, or that 40 whatever the 200's at 4061. We did move above the high here, which was 4015. Did we get above 4015 yesterday? I don't think so. No, we did overnight though. So that 4015 was this previous high. That's one thing that we want to be looking out for today. And that was from the 16th. We'll be looking at that for today. So now switching back over here to the J Trader, good morning. Now switching back over here to the profile, we can see we'll take a little bit of review of what happened yesterday. It's only 9:15, so we've got plenty of time. Market opened up, checked back into yesterday's previous day's range, got rejected. B period opened up, gave a little bit of a rejection. We bought it up. We had talked about yesterday how it's basically just like impossible to get short because the timing would just be like almost impossible. So hopefully everyone stayed off of the short side yesterday. I mean, the market one time framed up for the entire day. Like I'm sure you probably haven't seen this very often, as I haven't seen it very often. And yeah, we got a couple like H went below G by one tick. Okay, give it a rest. Okay, it's all day. I mean, you've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. I mean, the market looked so strong yesterday, and by strong, I mean they were just filling this. I mean, we rejected here, so low volume, but they were just filling all of this in. So they weren't just like trapping shorts and then moving the market higher. They were just every time it would come down, they would just buy it and it would come up and then they would just buy it and it would come up and then they would just buy it. And then eventually enough shorts got trapped, caused some single prints. They filled it in here on good volume. And then, the same thing happened. We ended the day on a spike. So we have some single prints. So we got some areas where there are some trapped shorts at now. Those will be areas to monitor overnight. We have the spike rules in play. We still got about 15 minutes, and we're only 7 to 12.50. What is that? That's 5 points. Only 5 points off opening up on a possible gap, so we'll have to pay attention to that. But we're right at the settle. The market finished really strong on the upside yesterday, so typically spike rules say that if we open up in the spike, that the market's just not sure about these prices yet, and we should get a response here early on. If we get above the spike, that's bullish. If we go below the spike, that's going to be bearish, and we'll be targeting some of those single prints below. So it's kind of a nice even overnight session where volume is pretty even overnight as well. And so we don't really have to do a ton of, you know, science to really kind of just figure out what's going on here. They've made our job fairly easy. I really do think that until we get some different information, morning Kevin, until we get some different information, um, we kind of have to be going with the market here if we're smart. Like even yesterday we talked about a big break down would be a nice pullback to buy. It just never came. You just had to hold all day yesterday. Um, but that's pretty much it as far as today goes. I mean, really, you just want to see the market above the settle, and you could just almost close your eyes and buy it. And then today, I mean, with how the buyers showed up yesterday, even a pullback that closes these singles, gets rid of this trapped inventory, could maybe pull some weaker handed momentum traders into the market. This is still a buyable pullback. That's a pretty good range, so you're not going to want to get long here and hold all the way down, but there's still a buyable pullback opportunity here. So definitely be at least cognizant of that. Very wide point of control, 22 TPOs wide, so that's going to act as a magnet. We're on it right now. I was going to say if we're farther away from it, there's good odds that it comes back to it, but for now we'll just watch it. And then that 30 or 4015 level, what level is this? 401575. We'll just mark it so we all right, previous high. And so a break of this 1250 should take us above that 1575, and that's what we want to see, right? That'll show some strength right there. So just we'll definitely want to watch that level. And then we've got this VPOC up here as well. I'm gonna take a quick commercial break, and I'll be right back. Might be a leading theme today of the market is we might just see the market not do much. Um, I'm not really sure what the FOMC minutes is going to really say that's new. Remember, it's a stale report, so it's old news. It's from a month ago. So we'll kind of see, I guess, really what it is. One thing I am watching is um the Fed funds rate tool. And you're seeing it kind of came down here a little bit today, which is a little bit bullish, which might be why the market is up a little bit. Um, I mean, they always are giving old news. It's a recording of the meeting. So the Fed minutes is like the recording, paper recording of the meeting that they previously had. And so it's like we were saying yesterday, like the meeting itself is kind of stale, and they know that they're on the minutes. You know what I mean? So like they they are cautious of what they actually say. So whatever they say is one, it hasn't received the data that's come out, like the economic data that's come out because it's so old. And then two, they're very careful of not to say, not to give away anything or be they're very non-committal. So it's like, are you gonna do a 75 basis point rate hike? And they're like, meh, 71% chance. Like, is it gonna rain tomorrow? 71% chance. And that's kind of how it is. And that's the thing that economists don't understand is that um they really don't understand how difficult their job is because they're trying to deal in absolutes in a game that's probability based. You know, it'd be like it'd be like playing Monopoly and your first time around the board, if you don't land on free parking, then you lose. It's like it's just there's a probability that it can happen, but it's just never 100%. They're really just not giving us much to work with. Morning, Dr. BJ. It seems like a few of my trades hit my price but didn't fill. Is that a sim thing? No, so like it depends if it's trying to be realistic, it's basing it off what place you're in line. So maybe it just didn't fill enough orders on that level. Let's go ahead and get some Reveille going. All right. Now we are ready. The VWAP sitting at 40.10, so basically right on the settle. No, Kevin, I didn't. Um, I did not, which is cool because I'm gonna go dirt biking today. It's actually it's actually nicer here now than it was a couple days ago. I don't know if that snowstorm is over for them. They said something like, what was it, like 48 inches or something? Or 60, 50 something inches? We got about 3 minutes left still. Today is going to be a good day for all of us. I like that. Positive affirmations. If you're looking for the spike rules here, if price opens above the spike, prices opening within the spike confirm the higher prices of the spike. This tells us that prices are fair enough for two-sided trade to again start to take place. So we're opening up within the spike, and that's saying that they like these prices. So we'll see either acceptance or rejection really right off the open. Acceptance should take us above the point of control, settle. That should give us our confirmation, and then the target immediately above is 1575 to take out, and then the Globex high, and then that point of control from yesterday. To the low side, should there be a breakdown, the target's going to be that T2 high, that previous kind of high from these days, and then this lower bit of single prints down there. We should be opening up relatively neutral breath. Here we go. A little positive momentum to start the session. A little bit of shorts getting covered here early and often. Okay, above the grass line is a good one. So there it is. Initial open pushes right to the settle. A little bit of selling there right off the settle. This is where we can get in on the pullback. Easy NASDAQ trade. Easy ES trade. Free money. All right, now what we should see is we should see a break of that 1250 and then jump above that 1575 here. We could expect to see a little bit of selling with overnight point of control was a pretty solid point, so there might be some opportunity. We do have a little bit of volume up here, like around that 14, right above yesterday's high, so maybe some responsive sellers selling above yesterday's high. But you can see like how mechanical A's low was right to the base of those single prints, and that's kind of turning us off here off this failure to really break right away. Kind of seems suspect. Our breath, Nasdaq breath is pretty positive, but the NYSE breath is not as positive. Tick, you can see, is just kind of sitting here. I'd like to see that tick go green. Just let us know there's some buyers here that are willing to play the game. There we go, right to the high. Now we should just get a nice little run here. Maybe a little bit of selling around this 14 just because of the that volume session from the overnight 13.5 14. But we should get above that 1575. That's the target on the upside. If we don't push above this 1575, that's going to be kind of weakness. We have a lot of opportunities for sellers here. So we have responsive sellers here selling off the point of control, sellers here selling off the previous high, sellers here selling the Globex high, and then sellers here selling the previous high. So you've got mechanical sellers and responsive sellers on all of these levels, and that's kind of what's going to make it a little bit of a grind, I think, to get up through here. But once it's up through here, 40-50 is basically free at that point. Yeah, see this selling going on at the 14? The bot got into a call. I'll probably go long in about 6 minutes. Nice. I'd like to see it stay above this 1525 or 1575 here. That would be ideal. Hi, it's Verizon. You're eligible to get an iPhone 14 Plus for as low as $10 a month when you add a new phone line onto your 5G unlimited plan. Sellers are trying really hard here on the 16, it looks like. I'm trying to add right here to this long. So what I'm doing with this ad is I'm gonna give it a very short leash. So it's got to work right away. So now that the stop for that trade's already in break even. So I added on the 15 quarter there, and I already have the stop on 16. I mean, I've added a couple of times. I've got lots long from 6 quarter, 11 quarter, 9, 15 quarter now. Nasdaq's just trading its VWAP, super easy trade. Jake V, happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, appreciate it, man. You too. Breath is picking up. All of our sectors are green. XLK looks really strong. Everything looks good. The Dow and the Nasdaq are already back to their previous swing highs. The ES is actually the one that's lagging. This is kind of telling us that the ES should go to 40.2175 at the minimum. There's the 1975. We're looking for 2175 here. That was kind of a weird little stop run to the upside. Did not really change anything. There it goes. Volume's coming up above that 1575, so that's key. It's a good look. What are you doing? Go ahead. $41 and 9 call puts. So there's a little bit of profit taking going on here from buyers, right? Buyers getting a little bit nervous because the momentum is slowing down. I think we have any economic news. Let me look. Uh, should be good to go here. The building this morning. Oh, we have. Yes, yes, there is. We've got new home sales in 17 minutes, crude oil inventories, Michigan consumer sentiment. So I guess, B period opens up. There is a little bit of economic data. It's not really super effective data, or really like the market's not really kind of stressing it that much, but it still could be, at least considering it a bit. So might wait for that move. 19 is going to be the level to watch now, as we saw those profit taking indices. Second chance to add on this 15 quarter. This market's playing games with us. Now VWAP's pretty flat. We'd like to see a VWAP that rises with the price. Take a peek at the volume so far today. Well, I can't yet, actually. I mean, we're only at 56,000 contracts. I feel like that's light. Yesterday was pretty light volume too. Did I get a long? Yeah. I added to a long. I'm in a long from 6 quarter. Right above the open is when I got long. I have 1, 2, 4, 5 lots on. Yeah, I added on the way up, Dr. VJ. I added at 625, 9, 11.25, 15 quarter, and then 15 quarter again. Shazam! Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Mm, mm. I don't even know what the fuck that was, to be honest with you. I don't know where the news is at or what, but all I know is that I hit my profit target. Thank God. Coming right back down here. Thing jumped all the way to 40.29. Back down to the 15 quarter. I'm trying to look on Twitter, see what the hell happened. Yeah, I don't know if you guys see any news or anything like that, but I don't see anything. I don't know what that was about. But it worked in our favor. So thank God. Glad you weren't short, yeah, thank God. What report came out? Oh, that manufacturing PMI. That's what it was. It came in lower than expected, so it's a bad news is good news type situation. Paul Alex. I missed that one. If I was looking at the top of the hour. So basically, what's happening there, um, is they're kind of assuming that because that consumer. Oh, Charles told you. Oh, he's on it. Yeah. The consumer sentiment or the manufacturing PMI came down, that they don't have to be as aggressive with rates, and so that's kind of increasing the upside. And really, now that we're above the Globex high, there's nothing in our way, uh, really until like 39, because this is where that previous point of control's at. So hopefully Charles was bullish too. He should be. We were above the spike, so and he's a profile trader or profile user. So gold is on the up and up right now too. So are bonds. Everything's going up except the dollar. But pretty much everything, and energy's not going up either, really. AMD's pushing higher. The Russell's lagging here. And another thing I think, like, because I don't see. I mean, there was a little bit of volatility on the Nasdaq, but the Dow really wasn't as bad. Not like that at least. And that was kind of like that fill to like basically right back to the top to that 21, whatever this Globex high was, like 21.75 that we talked about. Like the Nasdaq and the Dow were already there, and so it just made sense that the ES, that's where it was going, and they basically just like cut off all offers and then put the offer at the Globex high. So imagine that, these market makers are selling, because they're the ones that are, moving the market around, right? So they're selling. We were at like 15 quarter, or we are like around this area 16. So imagine they have all these offers kind of lined up, and then they just move them all. They get rid of all of them and they put the offer up here and they say, if you want to buy it, this is where you've got to go. Well, this guy's, he's like, I need it, and he moves up and he buys it, and that just basically, that's how that like book skip goes. That's how you get this gigantic wick. I mean, it came all the way up to here because there's more buyers that stepped up there. And I think that more is a bullish look than anything. I'd like to see the tick participate a little bit more.
I'm not sure I understand.
Fuck up, sir, you stupid. Because we can see the tick just still kind of being a little bit lackluster. I think this is the white line is R1. And remember, the next resistance really is like 4050, honestly. I really think 4050 is like kind of the next level up. Because you have that VPOC's like right here, 25, or above it with volume. Eight minutes until economic data comes out too, so that could be a little little weather ruiner temporarily. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a little break.
You in here, Stace?
All right. Hopefully you guys are all along. Sorry, I was typing. I was busy. Couldn't talk. Brad, can you invite to the Discord? Yeah. Discord.
That was nerve-wracking.
What was that?
I got in at 24
Hmm.
and then it went down to 17 and
Oh, you got
I
in before it dropped.
yeah, like
Hmm.
right before. Yeah, I got in at 24. I was like, yeah, I'll ride this up. And then it went down. I was like, uh-oh. And then I averaged in at 18 and then I got out at 26.25. That was a nice trade. A little
Oh,
early
I
before the
Hang
did
on.
drop.
something
What'd you get at?
similar.
What'd you get out at?
I did.
26.25.
So you got in at 24.
24.
Okay, so you took 7 points of heat because it went down to 17, and then you got out
Yes.
at 26.
So I got in at 24, then it went all the way down. I got in at 18.
Oh,
It
so you
went down to
averaged
17.
in.
I averaged in a couple watts at 18
Oh,
and then
okay.
got out. Yeah. No, it was
Did you get in during A period or B period?
I got in about 6 minutes ago.
Yeah, A period. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got in at 24,
Odds.
and then that thing jumped up, and
Okay.
thank God
The
it moved
spike
my
up at the end of the
moved
day
my
yesterday
stop
was a
up.
sign of momentum.
And
Opening
someone's playing
inside
like
that
Peter
spike
through
this morning
their,
made
or
perfect
not Peter,
sense.
See, it
Okay.
ain't me.
Charles through
So we
their,
had momentum, we still have momentum. Market opens, it's able.
I think it's Alex. I just muted him.
Yeah, I got in at 24, and then it zipped up my stop. If it gets up 20 ticks, it runs right to break even, and then it came right down and took me out of the trade, because otherwise that I got stopped out at 22.
See, I had my stop at 16 and boy, that
Damn.
scared me because it went down to 17 quick and I was like, ew. But I just averaged in right there. Once I saw it, get rejected, I got in back at 18 and ordered up. It was a $700 trade. Woo woo.
Wasn't a good trade though.
It wasn't a good trade, Brad, but I
Okay.
don't, hey, it would,
As long as you
well,
know that it wasn't a good trade.
no, I liked my entry. I still liked my entry. I don't know what that little
No, the reason it wasn't a
liquidation
good
flush
trade
was
is
for.
because it was news that you weren't aware of.
Oh,
Yeah.
then yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't aware. What was the news?
It was at the top of the hour, 10 o'clock. It's like, what was it today? Today was the Chicago or Michigan consumer sentiment. And then new home sales. New home sales was up. That's probably why we got a little flush. And consumer expectations were actually up as well, is why it got that little baby flush.
Mm, okay, okay. Well, I didn't know all that.
The bot did well today. Yeah. Yeah, my algo did well today too. But the algo closed at 21.75, so chicken ass algo.
Did the market just like open and then just open up and hasn't even tested the low yet? It just like went up.
I mean, there's been some rotations. There's been chances to get in on pullbacks. Like today, the first trade that I got in, I was in 625, 9, 1125, 1525, and then added again on 1525. And then some news came out that I wasn't expecting, and it came out 945, and the market shot up and took out all of my trades at 40.2675.
Damn.
Yeah. And then I got long again, 2 from 25 now, so
I was gonna say, but from market open, it looks like it's just gone up, right? It never even tested the low.
What do you mean tested the low? What does that even mean?
Well, I'm looking at the
Oh,
low.
I don't know
from-
what
It
you're looking at. I'm looking at the profile.
It didn't test the low. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, it only went one tick down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
It like opened
Yeah,
up,
it went one
tick
tick
down.
below
It's
the open and then shot up. Yeah,
it's been up this
going
whole
up
day.
ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't even like, remotely go down this morning, which is weird.
Right. Right.
Well, there
Which
was
is-
there was rotations. Like the market opened up. It didn't just go. It didn't just open and just shoot up. It
It
opened.
went down one tick.
No, well, no, but so it went up, but it went up to like 408 and just sat there for a second and just rotated. Tight range, hit the settle, rotated back, chilled a second, and then took off. And then it rotated around like a 18 again, or actually like it was kind of like, I guess, like 14 to 18. It
20
rotated
to
around.
14, yeah. Well, no, what I'm saying though is like if you entered a long and open, right? Like you just been in the green this whole time. And what I'm saying is that
Yes.
it hasn't nobody ever tried to get it cheaper, it was like they're like, this is as cheap as you're gonna get it. Like it's just been up all day long. That's what makes me nervous.
Makes you nervous, what, for a long?
For a long up here, yeah, it does.
That's interesting. Like psychology. Because like you would feel like everyone would just be like, fuck it. They've given up. Let's just buy this thing.
Well, it's like you said, like price moves up to shut off buying, right?
Right.
So what I'm saying is like it never really moved down to shut off selling. It just like nobody ever tried to get it at a discount. It's like you always talk about it like in real world terms, right? Like, why would I sell a TV for this much whenever I could buy it for this much, or vice versa? It's like it never even went down. People just were like, we're buying the open and we're just gonna ride this thing all the way up.
No, but it did go down. That's the thing.
Not at all. Like
okay.
one
so
tick.
so let's say so 28.
He just means
28 to half
below
back
the
is not
open
is
is
not
what Jared's hitting his head on.
yeah, because he's a
He's
fucking
just saying
idiot.
it didn't go below the open.
It did pull back. It pulled all the way back to 18.
Yeah,
Goes
up.
That's a 10 handle
rotates down.
pullback. That's a rotation. 10 handles. That's an average rotation. So it did pull back.
Yeah, I just got in at 42.50 or 25.50.
It pulled back and nobody sold it. So what he's saying is like it didn't move down to shut off selling, but it did, and selling got shut off.
Oh, obviously selling had to get shut off because it went back up.
That's what I'm trying to help you understand, or help you guys
No,
realize. It did happen.
I get that. No, I'm with you. I'm just saying I'm trying to hear what he's saying to you.
Yeah, and what
he's saying
is wrong.
He's saying it didn't pull back. He's saying it just didn't pull back below the
from the open. Yeah. So if you closed your eyes at
That's
the
all
open
he's
and
saying.
just bought it.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all he's saying is that it didn't pull back below the open.
So what I'm trying to do is counter your thought process. I'm trying to get you to think on both sides of the table here. So like you're cautious to buy it because you thought they didn't move back and give the sellers an opportunity to sell it or to shut off selling, but that pullback all the way to that 18 gave those sellers that opportunity. That's why I drew the box on the screen. I drew a box right, I don't know if you were on, but I drew a box right here, and I said if sellers fail to hold price below this box, that is bullish. And then then we made a higher high after that. But it's still,
I've been with you the whole way.
It's still the same bullish sentiment, and the reason being is because I know it's not like a very clean like double distribution profile like we would see in a textbook, but we've got to use our imagination when we're looking at the profile, and we see one distribution here and we see basically no volume in here comparatively, and then we see another distribution down here, right? This is just short covering most likely from mechanical sellers that sold the settle and the point of control. So you could probably even classify this as single prints down here. But now we have a double distribution look. So if you're having a hard time seeing the long side from this position, try to understand this, that sellers are here, right? We had a distribution, so someone accumulated a bunch of volume here, is moving up and is distributing it, right? Selling it to people that want to sell, or yeah, basically getting out of, they're selling their old long positions. But failure to move below this distribution and either backfill this area, and that could be a buyer's stepping up situation. So this would be that's why this is a don't diddle in the middle zone. But it could be a failure there and then get back up to volume and then head higher, or acceptance below, and then that would give us the low side. So doing yourself a favor, right? Even if you are thinking we are going to take the low side, you'd be better odds of letting the market get down below half back and then targeting the open.
Yes, that's all I'm saying. I think we
Yeah,
will
I agree
probably
with
go
that.
test the open.
You think we're going to test the open?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, you're wrong as fuck, but
You're like, no, I'd agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong.
Yeah, so fun.
Teacher Brad has
Read the
to
room.
turn
The other
everything
thing,
Read
into
the
a
room,
lesson.
Jared. Read the room.
I think Jared is
this
just saying wow.
This is an up chat room, right?
I do have to turn everything into a lesson, because I try to force people to be the best version of themselves all the time. I think people hate it, to be honest.
Brad, I swear, we hit 40005 and I'm gonna send you a pile of dog shit on your doorstep.
the other thing is, and this is kind of a question to you, Brad, but I feel like when you don't get these pullbacks, you get little pullbacks, but they're also not allowing shorts to get out, so they're really pressuring them. Would you agree with that? Like, in
yeah,
other words, a little more pull.
yeah.
So
I think that
you only get this
buyers,
shallow pullback.
yeah, I think buyers just soaked in everything yesterday. They were just like, I think it was a lot of hedge funds, finally being like, oh fuck, we were wrong, and then they're capitulating. But I think the capitulation should take us to that 40-50. We're so close, and that's the top of balance. And so that's where it would make sense for a real seller to come in and smack the market down from there. Not saying that it couldn't happen here, and it's nice that we have the setup that we do have, so at least we can be prepared for it. So if the market establishes below that 40-18, then we know we'll go with Jared's trade. I just hope Jared's not getting just short here, just hoping and praying that it's going to come down from here. Is this would be a higher risk trade, I guess. But he probably is short. Normally when he starts talking about
I'm not
the
sure
short.
right now. I just fucking.
But I mean, we can assume, 20 points is 20 points, or well, yeah, it's like 20 points away, that 40-50. So we could also kind of assume that seller is a larger seller, and 20 points is not really shit to them. And so they might just be popping in here. Because we're seeing kind of equal highs on these last kind of pushes up. Oh, let me drag the you see this these are kind of equal for the most part. We can kind of assume that there's probably selling going on there. This kind of brings the table back to even, and then you have excess here from like 20 to 18, basically. You're getting into like that box that we talked about. So this is the cash VWAP, which is at 40.21 3/4. So good. You know what I've learned too is about myself is that like even if I'm in here like shit talking Jared, and even if he's right, like I'm still gonna trade with what's right. You know what I mean? Like even if I'll just like gonna say the other thing just
Still
to piss
gonna
him off.
trade with what's
Yeah. Like
right.
if it is a good trade, like if it's the right trade, then you know, not gonna just ignore the chart itself. I just like to see Jared be wrong all the time. And it's
So is this looking
pretty
is this
consistent.
looking like a
So
temporary is this looking like a temporary pullback, or you think it's
it's tough to tell because we're getting volume lower. Um the thing that's really kind of turning me off about this is that the tick has not given us a 600. A 600 tick would really just
oh yeah.
put me over the edge. Market's like, oh, you want the 600 tick, Brad? Here we go. Let me get this thing over 600 for you. The Dow's kind of balancing on its highs. It had pulled back to its VWAP. The Nasdaq and the ES did not pull back to the VWAP. You can see the weighted AD, like there's not a lot of conviction in it. Even the tick, right? No real conviction. I'd like to see 600 tick at like 27 and then get that 1,000 tick as we break the high. That's what I'm looking for. I think this is a go with trade. We are still being accepted in the news spike. I guess you could look at it like that, like, or yeah. Because the news came out, the market flushed the 18, so we're basically like at the impulse from the news. Because then it came basically right back to where it was at. So I think I'm gonna like this long from 1. Oh, and I drew the trades out yesterday on Discord. I don't know if it's a great idea to do it on YouTube. But basically what I'm looking for the market to do here is pop this
Go down.
27. Oh, you're looking for it to go down still?
No.
Oh. My stop probably be 20. But we're looking at a 7 point stop. But we have to get above the 27 first. Got to see a 600 tick as well. So these are going to be two kind of key factors that have to happen in order for, well, I want to say have to, because sometimes you got to force it, but that's what I'm looking for. Strength on the tick above the 27, take the long. And really, I mean, to make it 2 to 1, you've got to go, what, 14? So there's 7 plus 7 from here would be 14. So you've got to go 41. But I'm looking at the 2050. And that's just to make it a 2 to 1. I like to try to make everything a 2 to 1. And so like if it doesn't correlate, like so if I'm just getting along from up here and looking to take this high, well I'm gonna get along with a really tight stop. I mean I'm just putting my stop there just to basically start. It'll move up quick, I'm sure. 4061 is the 200 SMA on the daily. And then 4145 on the weekly is the next one up. Dow's still looking kind of weak, to be honest. Little balance here on the 1 minute. I added the 1 minute like not too long ago. TJ like has a really good explanation on like how the 1 minute chart works. Because he uses it to like track inventory, and I really liked it, and so I added it, and I tried to trade on it, but I couldn't do it, so I had to I like it. I like to look at it, but I just can't. If I found that if I trade on it, I will overtrade. But I do like to have it on here. And this kind of tells us, like, you know, kind of gives us where our players are at here. You know, we had that excess down there. Buyers obviously stepped up. Excess is now here. Next excess is excess levels. We're like just below the 30. Should move up quick here. Get some quicker movement. There we go. So again, kind of stalling here right at the high. This is kind of a weak look. We'd like to see some more improvement. I just move my stop to break even here at 40.27. So risk-free trade at this point. So that's gonna let it go. You like to see it as a history? Yeah. I feel like I just get too zoomed in on kind of like what's happening right now that I can sometimes lose light picture of what's actually happening throughout the day. And I trade like a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really into. I don't do a ton of scalp trades. I really try to like get in a position and just like hold it. I like to trade like one side of the market all day. Unless the market's like truly a two-way market, which happens. But even then, even if it is a two-way market, a lot of times I just wait and play the one side that I think is kind of more dominant. Here's the battle. The market gets back above 29, we should still be good. Ah, no follow through there.
I'm in a short from 29.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's your target?
22.
Oh, okay. What's your stop loss?
31.
31.
I did one at 29 too, but my target was 28 because I just wasn't sure this. I figured we're that close to the next period that it might not peak down that far.
I might take it at 2 points, but don't know. Might add on.
Right, come take your stop right now. So
Okay, kill him.
it looks like we're ready to climb.
I was
Get
gonna
above
say
this 29.
when it starts to get to the end of the period, it tends to climb back toward, if it's going to continue, there tends to be a movement back toward the higher end, which is why I did only a 1 point scalp. Just, that was for you, Jared.
Now's your chance to take it off at break even, Jared.
I know. I was
Never.
not saying it's not gonna go down. I
know.
definitely am. I just, what happens is that toward the end of the candle, when it starts to bounce around in those top, let's say 5, 10 or 5 points, it tends not to backfill until middle or later in the next candle if it decides to.
And I am saying it's not going to go back down. So, there was that, and that was like 30 minutes ago. So, Jared,
All right.
so fighting the fucking trend. I don't even just trade smart. Or you should fight the trend, if you feel like it. If you feel like having a fucking battle of the day, battle it out.
Counts are 41 and 1. Just FYI. A little low, but still very clearly toward the upside.
There's no volume today, I'm sure. Let me look at the volume. The volume is just like pathetic. I mean, look here, only 200,000 contracts have traded. The volume's got to be terrible.
Okay, I'll get out.
Volume's down 11%. I just want you to stop, Jared. More tick. We're gonna do this like exact same thing we did yesterday here. 4 high to, grind higher all day. The worst. There is some active sellers at this level though, I think. 30, yeah, like around the 30, 31. Like, it's just not enough of them. Yeah, but it's interesting that today's high are to the pivot point. Oh, it's like the 31 quarter. What fib is it? Like the six something?
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I mean, I said it. I said it when B period opened, Jared. I gave you fucking like a 30-minute warning.
See, that's what I wanted right there. When he's right, whenever it was going down, Brad's like all fucking quiet, rationing. And then whenever he's right, he's just like, yeah, fuck, look, I told you, you stupid ass.
I never said to get short. I said only to get short under 18. That's what I said.
Yeah, you're right. Again.
I'm just giving both sides of the story. That's what I was saying. I was trying to make you think Because you were saying you were having a hard time thinking about getting long, and I was trying to assist you in understanding how you can buy a market that's going up. And you don't have to fall into the mental trap of the retail trader that if something's up, I need to sell it, and if something's down, I need to buy it. Like the Black Friday discounts are not always cheap.
Mm-hmm.
They've been just slowly raising the prices on everything a quarter since the beginning of the year, and now they're elevated, and now they're just going to knock all those quarters off, and you're just going to buy the product for what they actually listed it for in them. I'm waiting for some good deals on these 30 series video cards.
As long as crypto goes down, you'll be straight.
No, I'm not gonna buy a used one. It'll be ruined. It'll be like worn out.
No, I'm not saying to buy a used one. I'm just saying, dude, like whenever crypto took a huge plunge, I remember like the 3090 Ti's were like $1,100.
Oh yeah, yeah, because they all the supply sold it. Everyone just got rid of them.
People don't really mine anymore using graphics cards.
What do they use?
Well, you can't really mine Ethereum anymore, and that was
Yeah.
the big. I guess there's some other coins that you can mine, but you don't make any money anymore. You can still mine Bitcoin though, but not using a graphics card. You haven't been able to do that for like 10 years.
It was when they went down last time. It was when they shut down the Ethereum mining, like of
Yeah.
making money. That was a big deal.
It's looking weak up here.
He said unbiasedly.
He said unbiased.
We're one-time framing. I mean, it's just started, but
What's up, Whisperer? Yeah, I mean, like, the only thing that we haven't gotten that says to close your eyes and buy the market is 1,000 tick while we're breaking the high. That's it. But the closer we get, morning rays, the closer we get to this 40-50, what time is the FOMC meeting at? It's 2 p.m. Eastern time. The minutes come out. It's not a meeting. Minutes. But the closer to the 40, 50, 40, 60 that we get, the 200 SMA, we can just assume there's going to be less buying because people don't want to buy the top, right? So it's going to be harder to continue up from here until we really get a flip.
I think Jared's short. I think you're short, Jared.
Right at
You're awfully
33.
quiet.
Is that a height joke? Are you making fun of his height?
Jared's actually really tall.
Oh, no, he's tall, ain't it?
I think you're ugly, Jared. Yeah. Are we picking on Jared time?
I got short at 33. I'll be honest.
Oh,
I
that's
knew
a
he
good
was short.
I knew he was short.
Right on the R1, huh?
So are you trying to make up for the loss that you already had? Or are you
So
just
far I
trying to
already
dig?
have.
So did
Shots
you get
fired.
out though?
What's that?
Did you get out, or are you just is this
I
virtual?
put on 2 lots going short at 33,
Right,
and I
right, I
took one off at 30.50.
which took care of the loss that you had. So now you're just going to incur the loss that's coming up. Is that what you're
What?
saying?
What the
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. This is pick on Jared moment.
Yeah, he says
Brought
unbiased.
to you by Cellulose Energy Drink. Everyone should have an energy drink. Wild orange, tropical punch, peach.
Hey, I'm impressed that he got in one tick below the high.
One tick below.
Stay strong, Jared.
Yeah, I'm holding.
So when you're fading a market, naturally you want to take what the market gives you. So if you fade a one time framing up market and the market gives you a couple
You got to
points,
be willing to take profit.
right?
Yes.
Right, and it could break. You know, anything is possible.
Yes.
Anything is possible. But you know, the odds are definitely not in your favor. This isn't the fucking Mockingbird, okay? You've got to be in that situation. So I'm just giving Jared shit because he's trading against the market and it's a more difficult trade where he could have been taking easier trades had he woken up on time. And that's just because he's my friend and that's how I treat him. That's how I treat my friends.
It's tough being Brad's friend.
Brad's here to make you stronger. That's all it is.
If you don't think this
A
candle's
stronger
gonna
trader.
fucking end up red in a 15-minute candle,
29 is the level to break. 29
Yeah.
was the level to break on the upside. It's the level to break on the downside now.
just do it.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like they were battling on that 30 half.
Guess I could take a point and a half. Just take it.
This is what I was saying earlier. Like, they'd be sucking shorts and then don't barely pull back at all, and then pressure them to get out.
Yeah, and then use them to get up, to move the market up.
Yeah, well, yeah, it
Yeah.
just grinds higher. It just
That's
slowly.
That's what one time framing is, basically.
Yeah.
It's like you just sit there and trap all the geniuses that are like, oh, look at me, I shorted the top, and then boom, first one's to fold.
Classic.
Did you guys hear him give himself that genius title?
Yeah.
I could have heard it. I was like, oh
Yeah,
slip
but
that
he
in
used
there.
quotations. So
I was thinking more like jerk off.
see, and right now would be like if I was a size trader, I'd come in and I'd just smack the market down. And then you'd send people into like a little bit of a panic, and I would just smack the market down hard and take profit quick. And so market would, pop right back up, but there'd be a little bit more panic in the market. If you had like a good 10,000 contracts that you could just come in, smack the market down, buy it back up, like really get the psychology going on people.
I took a point and a half off of it. I called it quits. I had no moral support.
It's for the best. Had to put him down, take him out behind the shed.
That was pretty cool though, because like the second I entered it, I was just like in the green, and it never was really out of the green,
Luck.
Well,
and I'm not saying
it was a stress-free trade. Is all
I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm not trying to say like that wasn't cool, because it was. That is cool. Like hitting that that's a nice hit, but you gotta remember that that's luck.
Stop shorting guys. Stop shorting markets that are going up. Got it.
And I'm just trying to make it easy. Like you're talking about stress-free, like.
Well, I had a really tight stop on it. I had my stop at 35. I was like, yeah, 2 points,
I'm long here from 16.
16, nice.
We're still just like sitting in a long. You have added, but like most recent ad was at 27. But like it really hasn't come back on me at all.
Yeah, not at all. What's your average now? 26, 27?
No, my average is 1250.
Oh, damn.
Because I started the trade at 6 quarter.
Nice.
I wish I stayed in my Nasdaq.
You heard it first from Brad.
Might get a pullback off of like 36 quarter area. I mean, not to short it. I'm just saying, it might slow it down.
Is
You
that
have anything
high?
there?
Yeah, there's this high right here. It's around like 30. For the day.
And there, oh, I'm so glad I'm out. You see that spike?
Wow. Yeah.
And here comes the sellers. Just watch. I'm gonna fucking pummel this thing.
Mechanical high. That thing's going.
Mechanical high.
It is. It's right to the previous
It
high.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
Because what's this high? This high on 11/15 was 38.75. The high today 37.38. I hear 38.
Bro, they let it run up there instantly, and then that was their sell orders right there. They
38.
just figured, I'm like, all right, all along, it's taking profit, getting out.
No. That's not what happened.
No, what? Not what happened at
Like
all.
you were almost making sense to me, and then all of a sudden you got me at the end. I'm like, oh shit. I just wasted all my fucking time listening to that. There's some selling there on that 33. And this is what you were talking about, Roach, that you were just saying.
Yep.
That 36 you were saying that's where those were profit takers.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. It ran up a little higher, kind of blew up there fast.
Triggered all their stops, all their sell orders, all the people that just made money on these longs, and like, all right, let's write it down.
Yeah, I mean,
Their
really, all
shorts.
they have to do if they've got the juice now, if this is good excess, well, that's just a weird high, and I don't think it's gonna hold. But they to get some momentum, if they get below 29 here, they could really start picking up some steam and maybe scaring some longs that are a little bit late to the party. So let's watch this 29 level. VWAP's down at 18 still.
Wouldn't you think, Brad, honestly, and I'm saying this honestly, wouldn't you think that price would want to get back into like around the VWAP for the FOMC?
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, I don't know. It's so tough because like the volume today is just, it's pathetic. So it's like it's really hard to even think like get back to VWAP just because there's only one side playing the game today. For right now, at least, it's like only buyers are here. There's no sellers. We haven't got one negative tick really. I mean, on a 5 minute, but on a 15 minute, there's not one negative tick. And so like I'm kind of thinking like, I mean, we're finally starting to see a little break of trend here. There's that 29. And that like I think that does make sense. We just have to see somebody show up to bat. We have to see a seller come into work and be like, "Hey, I'm here to party."
They're here to fuck now.
But normally a liquidation back to the 50, DJ was saying, is like just like a pullback to trend really, and so that's not really. A lot of times the market's just it's not really selling unless it can get below that 50 SMA and close. I'm pretty sure. And if they can't get it below 29 and hold it below 29, then you know
Is the market open tomorrow?
I think so, but not during. So I think it'll open. I think it'll open
Okay, now,
today at 6, and then it will close tomorrow at 9:30 and be closed from 9:30 to 5, and then open again at 6 on the Thanksgiving Day.
okay, that makes sense. So it's closed all day during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's closed during the cash session.
Yeah.
It's only 10:48. We've had some good movement in the market today finally. And so what we can kind of start assuming now that we're getting a lot more volume above, it's hard to really kind of say this distribution isn't kind of taken care of here down at this 17. Plus we've had the halfback move up. That's what kind of made this level a little bit stronger because halfback was there. We've got excess on the high here, and we're pulling back to this kind of value, like mini value area, right? We've got 2 TPOs here above excess, and then you've got 2 TPOs all the way down to here, and then excess below. So we'll use the point of control really as the spot now. So below this 26, if the market starts to get below this 26 and we start to see volume and resistance on this 26, there's probably good odds that the market is going to come test this B low, which is a mechanical low. We'll definitely want to be paying attention to that. With that, we should see negative tick, right? We should see maybe the weighted AD pull off. The breadth isn't really too strong, but maybe we see some weakness in the NASDAQ breadth and maybe a little bit of pull off here. That's the only thing that, I mean, we would need a lot of these signals to really qualify this short. But that's one side of the coin here that we'll kind of look out for as the market's really just kind of settling here with 10 minutes left. What we would like to see for the long side is I'd like to see this VPOC move up to 29. So show that volume kind of getting accepted above this A high. And then we want to see the market establish outside of our initial balance. So above this 32, establish here, and then, fix this high. This high is mechanical. So what we're kind of looking for here. See the volume shifting up here. Nice. And when you're taking these like more or less breakout trades, right? I tend to manage the risk on them like really quickly. So like right now I'm long from 30 quarter. I'm just gonna put my stop on 30.50 in case it gets a pullback, and then I'll just requalify. Like if it takes me out for one tick, I'll just requalify and then try to get back in. But this way, if it flushes, I'm out. I'm not losing a bunch by getting in towards the high of the profile. So right now I'm in a risk-free trade. It's actually a plus 1 tick trade no matter what. And now I'm out. So now I'll go to requalify since the market didn't kind of flush this area.
I took almost the exact same trade as you, Brad. I got in at 29.50 and then got out at 31.
Nice.
But I moved my stop up in one tick into profit. And I was like thinking the same thing. I'm like, this thing could just flush. So I took it one tick into profit and then just trailed it up and actually ended hitting the close button at 31 now.
I just refilled on 29, stops at 29 quarter. Yeah. And then I'm out. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying to get in. I know I just said I don't like to scalp, and that's kind of scalping, but that's not really, to me, that's not really scalping. To me, that's just trying to add to the position, but not add to the risk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a high reward, low risk trade.
Right. From an area that, could break out here. This 29 has acted as support before. And with this kind of, see that thin volume on that 28.75, that's what's really putting me off on the downside, is like they can't even come back down and fill in this volume, so that's kind of weak. That means there's no volume down there. They can't even sell lower. If price was below, it'd be a little bit different, right? But we cannot get down into that volume, and to me that kind of screams
To me that we're getting ready to see a big move, because whenever I've seen where price is, pretty steady and there's a lot of volume, and all of a sudden it just dies down and price is just stuck for a little while like this, I normally end up seeing a big move,
you're about to see one.
to the upside.
All the way to 40.50, Jared. I've been saying it all fucking morning. Welcome to the channel.
You stupid. I was taking longs too, but like, just managing risk though, just tight, because I feel like if it does break, it's probably going to run down.
That's tough to do with no volume, though. That's the thing. Just like it's tough for the market to go up right now. Like it's struggling, and it's almost exactly like what Roach said, right? Like they don't really offer many pullbacks. They're just holding the market still, letting you think like, oh, this thing's gonna snap, and then the market moves up off of short covering, and then they've done it. They do it again and again and again. It's like, how many times are we gonna play this game?
One more round.
It looks like the book thickened up too. Looks like the book kind of thickened up.
Yeah, especially at these highs, yeah.
Yeah. So low volume, thick book probably might not get much of a move. Other than the 30-50.
Yeah, other than the 40-50, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not at this point, it's only 20 points, so it's not much farther.
It wouldn't make much sense to get so close and not get there.
Exactly.
But who knows?
And so that would be something that would tell us like what the market isn't doing, gives us information. And that would be bearish information, that the market was so close to a 200 moving average and couldn't touch it. The only thing that would make sense after that would be a gap over it. Would be a perfect scenario, actually, if we get a sell-off today for the FOMC minutes, market gets closed, Globex opens up, everyone and their mother starts, continues to get short because they have the bloodbath of Thanksgiving on their mind from last year, and then boom, gap and trap up above the 200 SMA and breaks trend to the upside.
What about if it sits here and builds value like it constantly did yesterday, where it would move up, have a new high, come back down, build more value, then go back up? Because that kind of looks like what it's doing. Same thing as yesterday.
Exactly. Yeah, I think so.
The bloodbath of 2021. I blew my account last Thanksgiving.
Did you?
Yeah, don't you remember I was up in Wyoming? Fucking blew my account on Thanksgiving.
Oh, damn.
It was the day before, yeah.
I didn't remember that. That sucks.
It was the first 2 PA accounts I ever got. And the fucking on day before Thanksgiving.
So it was a bloodbath.
It was.
Yeah. Not for me, it wasn't, but it was a bloodbath. It was a very trendy market.
It was. I was fighting it because I was an idiot.
I was talking more big picture stuff, Dad. That's what I'm thinking, like on a daily basis. But today, like it does look exactly like what we did yesterday, we're doing today. Short covering with excess. So there's at least interest in a little bit higher prices up here. And we're really just watching that 35.50. Right where those shorts cover, just above that, and you see like 362, 362, 362. Like that's no good. You could probably move your stop to the C low now if you took the long 29, and just leave it there. Because if you break the C low, you don't really want to be in the long ways. And that would only be like a 1.
Definitely building volume up here.
Remember, we're looking for acceptance above this 32. That's that B high or the initial balance high. So they're really competing at this B high, which is mechanical, I feel like. They're just selling the B high because they're stupid. A little bit of juice there. Look at the tick. Tick's back below 0. Catch the bodies here. Sellers are like, fuck, it's going down. And then they just start, this is right where they start piling in. They're like, fuck. Jumping off like an airborne soldier here. D period opens up. All those airborne soldiers that just jumped out, pulling their parachutes right here. Look at the trading that just came through here on this 30, like 28.75 to 32.50. Like decent size volume buying there. This is going to be a big area, 32. I think I'll move my stop to 31.50. Gets me out right here. I'll just jam. Top hunter.
Got that 300 lot on 35.
Yeah. And I think just literally came back down and back ticked too. I think I'm gonna take the breakout here. 30 acceptance above this 32 really. 32, 33 will just take us higher, I think. So I'll just the breakout of 33. Market to high. Everyone gets so quiet when they're in a trade. It's so funny. Am I the only one that's like not in a trade? I feel like right now.
I'm flat. I'm not in.
Yeah, I'm not in a trade.
He's like, I'm sure.
I'm just
fucking
watching. Oh, that's funny. You're long, Jared?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
29 again.
Yeah, I kind of want to get long from right there.
I don't like that look on the tick there, though.
If I got in, I'd put my stop at the C low.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the market to break above 33.50. I want it to convince me that it's going to go up, and I'll just go with it, even if it is a little bit less, giving up a couple points to get to where I want to be. C low though, that's that's pretty mitigated risk. Breaking news. You can see a big competition down here, but it's pretty even. Like there's no real, doesn't look like buyers are winning or sellers are winning down here. This looks like pretty even two-way trading. And we have a mechanical D high, a mechanical D low. You're really just watching this weak volume level below. We kind of have a double distribution here with two different little whatever these are. Volume nodules.
Sellers are getting trapped.
They sure are.
I'm out right there. Not worth the risk for me.
What a little bitch.
That was a nice trade. Like a 2-point trade. Take it. You always said, bro, there's nothing wrong with 2 points, you know?
No, there's not. Yeah, if you're consistently taking 2 points. I don't. How much heat did you take there? Not much. I guess didn't really move.
No, I didn't take any heat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and this thing, and it might ping pong around here for 2 hours. So
Yeah, I ended up getting in at like
Good egg.
30 and then got out at 32.25 actually, so it's 2.25 point.
I did that almost exact same trade. I got in at 29.75 and got out at 32
Nice.
with no heat.
Well, great minds think alike. Brad's a little bitch. He got stopped out. He just keeps buying and getting stopped out, but it's cool. Are you in now, Brad?
I have 2 lots from 29.50 and 1 lot from 30.75. I'm gonna add another lot on 33.50
When it breaks.
and then ride most of them up to the 30s. Well, I'll probably take some off here at the 35.
I would. Just be on the safe side, you know?
Oh. This feels like sometimes like when you know, you're just like
You're like, we're going to the 40-50. I've said it a million times.
Everybody get your seatbelts on because we're about to blast off.
I know, and I'm out now, but like one part of me just wants to throw on 1 lot, run a tight stop for the breakout. Like, cause
I know.
watch it just runs up to like 45, and then I know Brad's gonna be like, "I told you we were fucking going up."
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. If it dropped back down to 32,
I do the same thing, Jared, to my dad when I see his trade report and then like I saw that he's like, trading opposite of the trend. I'll be like, are you not fucking listening in the YouTube? Like, it's,
true story. Yeah, no, he doesn't just say that. He sends you the charts, sends you the
Yeah.
not one time framing down, 8 time framing down, and you're
He'll be
going
like,
for long the whole day.
he'll be like handing you a piece of paper. It's the profile. He's like smacking you in the fucking head with it.
Yeah.
He's like, look,
So,
look. What did you see
yeah.
here that told you we were going down? Why?
Yeah. Yeah, we kept building volume lower. Yeah, or the other way. How come you went up? How come you went down when the market kept going up?
What'd I tell you? Buy the dips, stupid idiot.
I start scrolling back in the texts and just,
Oh yeah, there's nothing worse than when Brad's like, "Why did
replying.
you?" I could say like, "I think we're going down tomorrow," and Brad will go back like 3 days, or like to that day, and he'll be like, yeah. So yeah, let me respond to this text real quick right here." What'd you say?
Down? What? I scrolled back to like the fucking 11th of November and was like, remember when I said that we were going to 40-50? I was like, and here we are at 40-30. Even this morning you texted me, like, what's the market doing? I was just like, what do you think?
I was like going up. Yeah, I didn't doubt that we would go up, Brad, but honestly, like I was just thinking two-sided, and how I'm thinking is like, I know, and this volume right here is fucking ass, and it proves it. It's like anytime there's news coming out, people tend to not get too over leveraged. Like, and who wants to be buying up here when somebody's going to be talking soon that could potentially just crush your portfolio,
Hmm. Well, I think I don't think there's anyone. There's like nobody is buying right now except for shorts. Weak-handed shorts. I think that's who's buying up the market right now. And margin call. Like, I mean, they're getting prepared for that because they're going to get one. Because T2 is like fucking way down here. So if they don't smack this thing back down to 39.70 today, there's gonna be a fucking margin call. And that shit's gonna take the market up.
I wonder if that was true. That remember it was saying it like Jim Cramer got margin called on TV.
Well, that's what I was telling you and James last week, that when James and I were arguing that all of that selling, or 2 weeks ago, all of that selling was margin call selling. That's what MOC's margin call selling. And so it wasn't real. It was just margin call. So like it just made sense that the market had to continue up because it wasn't real selling. And that's what fucks me up sometimes. Is like when the market starts doing what it's supposed to be doing, I'm like, hang on.
This is
That's
too
what,
easy.
yeah, you're like it's quiet, too quiet. That's what makes me reminds me of. Like, what the fuck's going on here? What are you guys doing?
So I feel like it's so enticing, you know. All these sellers see that like long wick up top. They're like, it got rejected, and they just like want to pile on.
Did they just get stuck on 32?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Um, no,
32,
I don't think
32
I don't think
quarter.
they got stuck. A buyer stepped up on
Well,
32, is what it looks like to me.
Comes the pop, lock, and drop.
Looks like there's a buyer there, and it might be those shorts buying back their
32 half for selling, right?
yeah, exactly.
33 half, 32 and 32.
More of like an old business pop right there.
Ugh, this tick is gross. Just watching it, it's like 25 cents. Up, down, up, down. It's like,
I'm not even watching.
yeah.
I'm just closing my eyes and staying long. Work all day. Dog. I'm singing Christmas songs in my head. That's how good of a day it is.
The weather outside is frightful.
And I'm gonna go dirt biking here in a little bit. Yes, I won't be live during the minutes. I really don't think I don't know. I don't think the minutes are really gonna be that much of a thing. We'll see, I guess, but I kind of have the feeling like they're just gonna be pretty like non-eventful. Really, I don't think they're gonna do it. But it's not a bad idea to watch them. It'd be tough. There should be some volatility involved in them, so they might be a little bit difficult to trade. But it really could just we could just get more balance. Because I think next week is when we have like actual. Look at next week's economic calendar.
They might use them to push it to 40, 50.
Yeah,
if they can't get there before then, you know.
I know. Hopefully they can, because I don't want to sit here all fucking day.
I'm just stalling time. I got to go work on my truck. I don't feel like it. Procrastinating.
Consumer confidence next week on Monday. It looks like, yeah, Monday. Oh no, Tuesday. Yeah, consumer confidence is on Tuesday, and then Wednesday we have non-farm unemployments, the ADP non-farm, so that'll be a bigger report. Then we have the JOLTS job openings, another big report. Pending home sales, that's another pretty decent sizer. That's Wednesday. Then Thursday is we have the PCEs coming out. So that's going to be the that'll be a big changer, I think. And then Friday, we have non-farm payrolls, so not really muted. Fed funds rate tool. Change here. And the next Fed meeting is December 14th. And earnings are pretty much over today. There should be like a lot of really volatility from stocks after today, because I think today's the last day of earnings. So really trying to establish above this 32 here. Saw the point of control shift up. So like get back above it. Get on.
Hey guys, everybody have a good Thanksgiving. Brad, thanks for everything. I'll see you guys. I got to take off.
All right, Roach.
Yeah.
We'll catch you later.
See you,
You have a
Roach.
good one too. Thank you.
See you guys. Thank you.
No place to go.
Let it snow. Let it snow.
Brett's gonna like walk in, start his fireplace, start rubbing his hands together.
I have a like a brick heater that's fire. It's pretty sick.
Nice.
Yeah.
Make some hot cocoa, sit there in your jammies, like fucking killed it today.
No, I'm about to gear up. I'm going dirt biking. Nice
Nice.
outside. I mean, it's not warm, but it's not freezing cold.
Yeah, I haven't even taken the trade the last 10 minutes. Not really showing me much. I might just call it a day here pretty soon. Don't pick up just a little.
Yeah, this is one of those days where you just have to kind of let it run.
Yeah, I tend to not do good when it's like real slow.
I wonder why that is.
I know why.
Oh, let's hear it.
Because let's say I do get into profit, right? And it keeps bouncing back and forth, and finally I'm like, oh, I'm in profit, and I just take it early. But if it's not going my way, it's just slowly trickling down to where I'm like, if it hits this point, if it hits this point, and I just keep working away from it, and I tend to take bigger losses on really slow days because I'm like, oh, it's going so slow. There's a little hope, and maybe it could come back from here, and then we'll take a little more loss,
Right.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just tend to not do as good. But I'm up so much that it's like I'm so close to my goal that I want to do it. But if I don't see something that's gonna help me enter, then I would call it a day.
Basically, like what I'm gathering from that, it's like on slow, probably up days, mostly, mostly it's up days that are slow, and you have an issue going with the market.
No, I mean I've only
Long,
taken 2 short trades today. Every trade's been long.
well,
Other than that,
in the
oh
past.
yeah. Well,
And
once I
you,
heard that saying, dude, it just resonated with me though. It's like bulls take the stairs, bears take the market, or take the window.
yeah.
And it's like it's so true. It's like when the market's going up, it's a grind up. And when they fucking shit the bed, I mean, it's quick. I bet you there's a study that shows that like most retail traders probably tend to be short more than long because it's like quick money, when they do win, and then versus like longs that just take time to resonate.
Well, most retail traders fight the trend. Yeah. So, and I would say the market, except for this year, for the most part, like over time, over history, goes up. So yeah, I would probably, I would say most of it, but I would say you could even micro it down to most retail traders are shorting trend every day, no matter if it's up or down. They're just getting the opposite of it because they're not paying attention to value, just looking at price. And I haven't found the trade vets channel. No, can't help them. Yeah, I still have a long. My stop's at 28. Getting mighty slow. What do we got? 3 minutes left. Like it wants to get into that lower distribution down there. They need to hold it below 31 here, sellers do. Above 31 is just going to make it back to rotation. That's why I've got my stop right here at 28. Just breaks that C low. I'll just be taking it off. And you kind of see how much room is still available below to keep the market in trend. Like even all the way back down to the VWAP would still be like a viable pullback in today's trend. Not that you can't, support the market. Not really favoring that. E period opens up in 2 minutes. All right, so we may even get a little bit of a flush back to this 26 level. And if we get back up above there, then that could be another opportunity for that X marks the spot right there.
Yeah, I can officially withdraw money.
Well, you hit your 30 days or something?
Well, that and over where the trailing don't follow you anymore, and have enough to like withdraw to where I can have the drawdown.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody gonna take advantage of the Black Friday thing on Apex? It's like 80% off for life.
Oh yeah,
Oh, for life?
80% off for life.
Yeah, it's 80% off to sign to get in, and every month it's 80% off.
Oh yeah. They have those all the time. I get emails from them. They're like every month they're doing something. It seems like.
I
The
can
Black
even
Friday
do
thing
them.
is that then every month afterwards is 80% off. Like now, like it's always like 50% off or something. But this time it's like every month is 80% off.
Yeah, I can't
Every,
even,
that's the Black Friday special.
they won't let me even sign up for them.
Taking all their fucking money.
Well, no, because I'm on the actual
T3.
prop account. Yeah, the
Yeah.
T3 account.
The report come out yet?
What report?
The minutes?
No, it's at 2 p.m. Eastern time.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like now. Okay.
I think it is. Let me look. I'm pretty sure it is.
So enticing to buy this low, but I actually think it's gonna break this time.
The minutes are at 1400, yeah. Close below the 50.
Yeah. See? It's gonna head down. Go to what?
Watch the 26 level. I mean, really, they've got to. You want to, if you're looking for the short, you want to see them kind of back and fill this area, like, and they just kind of get rejected off of it. So there's still no supply here yet. You want to see the market trade lower and like either fill it in with volume or trade away from it to kind of confirm a downside bias here. 29 again is just such a competitive level here. Back to this 29. Still see weak volume here. The VIX is at 20.91. Almost below 20. That's crazy. We haven't seen that in a decent amount of time. They are struggling on this 29.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, I think I'm going to call it here. Market's getting, pretty slow. Yeah, another snoozer, Tyson trades. Yeah, it really is. We kind of know what we're looking at. If the market can get accepted below kind of this 26 half level, there's opportunity for it to really retrace and, maybe test the high of the spike or one of these single prints. We'd have to see a pretty good increase in volume. That 40-20 kind of makes sense right at half back and happens to be the VWAP as well. So that would make sense as a pullback, a buyable pullback inside there, and using the B low as a as kind of like a reference or a stop point there. But other than that, we still, everything else is still kind of screaming to the upside. We've got a positive breadth, weighted ADs positive. All of our sectors are positive here. Nothing really saying that we're going to get any downside. We have FOMC at 2, so we could see a liquidation into the FOMC. Could be some volatility, so definitely be careful for that if you're still trading. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Make sure you guys are managing risk and sticking to your trade plan. Have a good Thanksgiving. Tomorrow, if you celebrate Thanksgiving. If not, the market's on holiday tomorrow, so I will not be here. But yeah, make sure you're managing risk, sticking to your trade plan, and I will catch you all later.
All right, later.